The Swedish Fab Four. It's one of their great songs. Now, Professor John O'Connor joining us with some great news for where we need to go in our working career. ABBA are probably well and truly millionaires.
Well and truly, yes, Jane.
We are looking at how you make yourself a millionaire.
Yeah, it's a bit late for me. In fact, I'm a bit worried looking at the 5 personality traits. Which ones did I miss out on?
Well, we can go into that later if you like. But first of all, how did researchers actually arrive at this?
This was a German study, which was very interesting because they had a very large database and they looked at people they called very rich and people who were not so rich. I won't say poor. Now, for their very rich, it was people who had a net worth in excess of €1 million, which is more than $1 million, but still, it's quite a significant amount of money. So that's a net worth. And the not rich category were those who had less than a net worth of less than 800,000.
Again, euros.
Yeah, mind you, even 800,000 is pretty good. But it's making this distinction. It actually creates a big cohort in each in the German economy. And then they made another division there, not only people who are rich, but people who are rich because they were self-made, they'd done it through entrepreneurship and so forth. There are those who got it as gifts or inheritance or by other means that didn't require their innate characteristics. And then, of course, there was a third group, which was the mixture between. So they were looking at the traits of these 3 different groups with the biggest emphasis on the self-made people as opposed to the inheritors.
And they came up with some findings.
Yes, they went through the whole process of looking at character traits. And the 5 character traits that come out that do help you to become a millionaire are risk tolerance, openness, extrovertism, being an extrovert, conscientiousness, and neurotic tendencies.
So being neurotic?
No, actually, the 2 really strong characteristics are those who are very high in risk tolerance and very low in being neurotic.
So when we're talking about risk tolerance, we're talking about putting money in to make money, maybe?
Well, being willing to take a loss at some stage with the view that perhaps in the future you'll get a bigger gain. So, yes, it's a bit like the difference between putting your money in a bank where there's no risk or putting it in the share market where, you might win some, you might lose some, but if you do it the right way, in the long term, you'll win. But the issue with being neurotic is the only one where it's low. In the other cases, the risk tolerance, the openness, being an extrovert and being conscientious, all of those were higher in the self-made categories compared to the others who fall in the mixed or the inheritors or the inheritors categories.
So what do you think you need to work on?
I'm not going into confessions here, but I think one thing we do have to point out is, first off, this is 5 the personality traits of self-made millionaires, not billionaires.
Right.
So maybe there's something else there. But there's also there's a significant number of people who had these characteristics, these prize-winning characteristics, and they were in the not rich category. So that either means that they're on the way, they haven't made it yet, or yes, there is one other characteristic they haven't sorted out, be it luck, be it the stars aligning or whatever, I don't know. But it seems that this isn't the whole story, but certainly this gives it's like loading the dice. If you can get these 5 lined up, you're well on the way. And I think it's too late for me to start working on these.
Oh, no, I don't think it's ever too late, John. But I suppose we'll also give them scope to look for the extra factor that might make the very big difference.
It might be.
The it factor.
Yeah, I think when you go back and look at the situations with people like the billionaires, it was the luck of being at the right place at the right time or having the right idea at the right time.
That's
so
what it
there's
is.
a timing issue there or the stars aligning type issue.
Yeah, and there's a brain that can perceive that too.
It's called serendipity, being there at the right place at the right time, having all your ducks lined up.
Right, so we expect everyone to become millionaires in just the next little while.
That'll clean up the social security issue the government has to worry about, won't it?
Certainly will. Thank you, Professor John O'Connor.
Thanks, Joe.
2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.